Hi, this is our cannon blog, and I'm Jackson.
Hi, I'm Jack.
And I'm Badir. For our first component of our cannon project, we researched different time periods of which cannons were formed, or made, constructed.
I researched the trebuchet.
I researched cannons from around the 1800s.
I researched cannons from the 1900s to present day.
And this is our cannon project.
The first cannon that we looked at on our project would be a pre-1700s cannon called the trebuchet. Now, the trebuchet was created and used during the medieval times, and since has not been conventionally used for warfare or other purposes besides recreational or educational. Essentially, it's a catapult that would throw projectiles across a large distance to be a castle or a group of enemy troops. The basic concept is it would use a counterweight in gravity to throw this projectile over the distance and eventually hit point B. The machine is designed with counterweights and slings to multiply the speed that the projectile would move at. The trebuchet is usually built with a large A-frame structure and is very large, and hence why it's not a very mobile invention. It stays in place at a range. The projectile that it would use typically weighed between 50 and 100 kilograms and could travel at an average range of about 300 meters. There's three main pieces of a trebuchet. There's the counterweight, there's the beam, and a sling. The sling is what the projectile is held in. The counterweight is with gravity what would throw the projectile, and the beam is what it all rests on and what makes the structure. The projectile on a trebuchet is called the payload. So when you fire, the payload is what goes the distance, and it's released at a 45-degree angle, which this angle helps objects achieve their maximum distance. Trebuchet is used in siege warfare, which would be the attack on castles. Nowadays, it's only used educationally at like a Renaissance fair, or a smaller, downsized version of it would be used in a classroom to show mathematical angles, or a cannon project like what we're doing. And at the time it was very advanced, and that would be the trebuchet.
1800s cannons. Cannons at these times had just started to become more mobile, and compared to where in the 1700s, cannons were mainly found on ships or pirate ships or merchant ships for self-defense. Cannons were starting to be more of an offensive weapon. They could be sometimes were pulled by horses. Very similar to like a trailer hitch acts on a car now. They would attach it to the horse and pull it, and they could set up in about a minute, 45 seconds, which is fairly fast for a cannon this time. And these cannons are mainly found in the Civil War, and models include the howitzer, and they were optimized for firing shells at high trajectories, and they were very, very popular at this time. But the Parrott rifle was manufactured in many different sizes. They have 10-pounders and they have 300-pounders. The 10-pounders were used by both armies during the Civil War. Then you had the 3-inch rifle, which was very, very widely used, and by its name you can tell it's not the biggest of the cannons, but it was very portable. Those are probably the ones that were being towed by horse usually. And there are the 12-pound Napoleon cannons, and they were more a big weapon, and they were widely admired because of its safety, reliability, and killing power, and it was very effective at close range. Boom.
For modern day cannons from the 1900s to present day, many of these cannons were more portable than previous models. For example, the M198 howitzer weighed less than previously used howitzer cannons. Its structure was made out of titanium, making it easily portable. It weighed about 16,000 pounds, which was significantly less than previously models, as stated before. It was commonly delivered by parachutes or towed by a truck. Many cannons built during this time were made for one purpose in particular, and that would be to take down aircrafts, as you can see in this picture. In the Gulf War, the M198 howitzer was commonly used to shoot down aircraft. Other cannons, such as the Flak 40, was an anti-aircraft cannon. Ammo used during this time, such as RAP or rocket-assisted projectiles, could fire to a range of 18.7 miles. This is because they're firing rockets and not previously used ammos, such as a fired fin-stabilized ammunition. To conclude, cannons made from 1900s to present day had the main purpose of being anti-aircraft weapons, mainly shooting down aircrafts, of course. Their lightweightness easily dominated, seeing how they were more transportable or portable than previous models.
Thanks for
Watching.